Do not travel if you have sickle cell unless you have done the 7 essential things. Number 1, get compression socks. Compression socks are extremely important because you can fly long durations and it can end up giving you swollen feet and legs. You know what that means for sickle cell patients? That means that your sickle cells have clogged your blood vessels and that can lead to a very serious crisis. I made that mistake once, forgetting to wear my compression socks while on the plane. The moment I landed, sickle cell crisis hit, my legs were swollen and I was rushed to the hospital, wasting away half of my vacation time on the hospital bed. I don't want you to make the same mistake. Where can you get compression socks, you may ask? Well, I have curated a list of sickle cell essentials on my e-commerce store and the link is in my bio. You can shop for your compression socks as well as other important essentials. The second important thing to note is hydration. Hydration is extremely important before, during, and after your flight so that sickle cell crisis has no room to attack once you land from that airplane. They don't allow liquids on the plane, but you can carry a refillable water bottle with you and give it to the stewards on the plane at intervals. Just keep asking them for more water. Ask them to keep refilling it for you. Don't worry about finishing their water. The most important thing is your health. And like I said, I have created a list of items and a giant water bottle is included on my website as well. It has calibrations and reminders. It also comes with a straw that helps you enjoy drinking water. So the link is in my bio to shop that as well. Next thing to note is that airplanes are really cold. They get really cold up there because of the high altitudes. So it is important that you layer up while traveling. It doesn't matter whether you left Nigeria is hot. Once you're at the plane and you're up there, it is really cold. And not all airlines actually provide blankets, so it is important that you bring everything that you need to warm up. I have a wearable blanket listed on my store and it is ideal for traveling on the airplane and it is very cozy. You can just wear it over your clothes and layer up. We know how cold triggers crisis, right? You want to prevent sickle cell crisis at all costs while you're traveling, so you need to consider warming up. Do not travel if you have sickle cell unless you've done the 7 essential things. Part 2. Do not wear tight clothing. Now, many people do not know this, but tight clothing is actually part of the triggers of sickle cell crisis. Why? Because tight clothing limits your blood flow and that can cause a poor circulation of blood and oxygen throughout your body, thereby triggering a crisis. So you want to avoid all these tight joggers with tight elastic bands by the ankle, especially if you're flying for a long duration. Another thing you need to do is to take off your shoes the moment you're comfortable on your flight. Only wear your socks and make sure your socks doesn't also have those tight elastic bands that can limit your blood flow. Take off your shoes. This is a tip I got from my mom. Whenever we get on the plane, she tells me, Joy, take off your shoes, because tight shoes can also limit your blood flow and it can cause your legs to swell during the duration of your trip. Next thing you need to do, despite wearing compression socks, you still need to get up at intervals and take walks on the aisle of the plane. That is why hydration is important, because it will encourage you to get up and use the restroom often. You cannot stay in one position because then it will limit your blood flow as well. It's always advisable to sit close to the aisle so that it will give you that freedom to move around. Next thing you need to do is to get yourself a neck pillow. A neck pillow is very important because you need to be as comfortable as possible during your flight. A neck pillow would allow you to properly rest your head, thereby encouraging you to have some rest and sleep during your flight, because lack of sleep also triggers crisis. Are you guys taking notes? Because sickle cell has a lot of triggers. Lack of sleep triggers crisis. So when you're not properly rested on the plane and then you land, it is very likely that you may fall sick. Also, your neck has to be in a very comfortable position, because when your muscles are tight, that could also limit blood flow. So you need to be in a comfortable position where you're not straining your neck or straining your muscles in any way, as this can also trigger a sickle cell crisis. I have also listed a neck pillow on my e-commerce store where you can shop as well as other sickle cell essentials. Do not travel if you have sickle cell unless you've done the 7 essential things. Part 3. Apply for airport assistance. Some airports are really large, so you don't want to use up all your energy walking around large airports trying to find your way to the check-in points, check-out points, baggage claim and all that. So there are airport officials who cater to people with disabilities, chronic illness. They would do everything for you. They will carry you with vehicles, wheelchairs, and whatever you need to avoid trekking long distances within the airport. You just have to tell them about your medical condition and they will do all of this for you at no extra cost. Remember, physical stress also triggers crisis, so this is also very important to prevent any crisis. Another very important thing you must do is to schedule a comprehensive checkup. And while you're at it, don't forget your vein finder because you don't want them pricking you everywhere just for simple blood tests. Link is in my bio to shop for a high precision vein finder that you can plug in and take along with you to the hospital, as well as a more affordable option to take along with you, which is battery powered. See a hematologist and let him do all the necessary blood tests that you need, from your white blood cell counts, your red blood cell counts, and most importantly malaria, because you don't want to carry malaria to another country where malaria is not even epidemic and they probably won't have an idea on how to treat you, and malaria also triggers crisis. So you want to ensure that you don't have any malaria or infection a few days before your trip. And that brings me to my next point, which is medication. It's important that you carry all your medications with you because you don't know the pharmacy policy of the destination country. What does not require a prescription here may actually require a prescription over there. So you don't want to take any chances. Take all your routine drugs that will sustain you at least for the first 2 weeks of your trip. And do not take everything and then put everything in your luggage that you check in. You need to bring out a portion for emergency purposes because your luggage can go missing and you don't want your medications going missing. And also there could be emergency within the plane. You can just start having crises or pain. So you need your painkillers in your carry-on so that you can just bring it out while you're on the plane and use it. So always put your emergency medication and the first few days in your carry-on as well as your painkillers. You can also click the link in my bio to shop for these mini pill box organizers, which are ideal for traveling and are very much more convenient than carrying loads and loads of heavy packaging of medication. Do not travel if you have sickle cell unless you've done the 7 essential things. Final part. Get a travel insurance. Medical bills abroad as a foreigner can be really expensive. This is because you're not going to enjoy their discounts or free healthcare because you're not a citizen nor a resident of that country. And medical bills can be really expensive for a foreigner. You can end up using all your life savings to pay up a few days of hospital treatment as a visitor in that country. So you need to get your own travel insurance that covers your medical expenses in case you fall sick. Just get a good travel insurance that don't discriminate. I reached out to a Nigerian travel insurance company and they blatantly told me that they don't cover for chronic illnesses. They want the benefits of people paying for medical insurance without the expectations that they may fall sick and use it. So I kept digging deeper and I found a foreign insurance company and I even asked them if they don't mind that I had sickle cell, and they said no, they don't even want to ask about your medical condition. All you need to do is to pay ahead of your travel date and then they would cover you. Now you may think, what if I don't fall sick? That means I've wasted money buying an insurance policy. Now do not think about it that way, because if you actually fall sick, then you will spend like 20 times more than whatever you paid for that insurance. Remember that you've done a comprehensive checkup and you've treated malaria, so you want to prevent future mosquitoes from biting you because it could take like 7 days for new mosquitoes to propagate and cause you malaria in that country. You don't want to get trapped. So shop on my website for mosquito trappers as well as sleeping under a mosquito net up until the night you are taking off, you need to protect yourself from future mosquitoes from biting you. Even without traveling, as a sickle cell patient, malaria triggers crisis. Always sleep under a mosquito net. Click the link in my bio to shop for the mosquito trappers and also mosquito nets. And lastly, do not overpack. Pack lightly so that you don't strain yourself taking heavy load. Especially your carry-on, make sure your carry-on is a rollable suitcase rather than something you have to carry over your shoulders to prevent joint pain. So this brings us to the end of my travel tips. Don't forget to watch other parts if you miss them as well. Bye!